Good morning, friends. I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. And if you really like my teaching, please press the like button, share the videos with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for regular updates. In this video, we want to discuss about W power R, where W belongs to A comma B clean plus. For this long ways, means these are the set of strings are possible. For these long ways, I need to construct a push down automata. Now if you see that what is W can be any combination of A and B whose length is greater than 1. It is not possible for epsilon. Is it clear? So let's take that I have taken AB. If W is AB, W power R is nothing but reverse of the string W. What is W power R? You will get BA, because W is AB, reverse of the W you will get it as BA. So it should have a strings like this. If you have a W, you should have W power R. In the earlier video, we have discussed WC W power R, and we have constructed a deterministic push down automata. How we have constructed? Whenever we get alphabets in the W, we have pushed them. When you got a C, we understood that the center has came, and then we have whatever we are looking at after C, it is W power R. We have popped it, and at last if you find epsilon, we have on the bottom of the stack is Z, we have accepted and reached to the final state. But in this case, it is little bit complex because we does not have any center, fixed center here. How I can understand that W is finished, then W power R is started? Are you able to understand? Let's take that. If I assume center is this one, then W power R, this one and this one is same. So I will pop it and I will go and this one. But I should know the center. If I know the center, we can do it very easily. But if I does not know the center, let's take another example I will take. Then you will get an understanding. If it is W is AA, obviously W power R is also AA. Am I right or wrong? Reverse of the AA is AA only. Then the string will be W power R. Now what is the confusion here? I don't know whether if first A, now if you see that first A, the top of the stack is Z, A on Z you will push the A. Am I right? Now you can think that whether the center came or it does not center came. Let's take that A and A is matching, meaning is that I am looking at the input alphabet A and top of the stack is also A. Then I can assume that center came and I have to pop it. One case is that I can assume that center has reached, means the W is finished, okay, and W power R is starting. And the second assumption is that center not came, means still it is W is going. If you assume that center came, like let's take that it can be input alphabet you are looking at A and top of the stack is also A, meaning is that the input alphabet and top of the stack is same, then you can assume that center came and you perform the pop operation from the stack. If you think that center does not came, still it is W only, then you have to push this A. If you assume that center has not came, then you will push the A. It will become AA. Are you able to understand it or not? So it is a confusing one, whether I have to think whether the center came or I should think center does not came. But what is the ideal case here? If I look at the entire string, I can say that center does not came yet. But a machine cannot understand whether the entire string, it cannot read it because it read each alphabet at once. Okay, by looking at this alphabet, it cannot understand whether the center came or center does not came. If it thinks that center has came, then it will perform the pop operation. If it thinks that its center does not came, then it will perform the push operation. So we will look at how the push down automata will looks for these kind of examples. Okay, now look at, I am in the initial state Q0. I am in the initial state Q0. I am looking at the first alphabet A and top of the stack is A. Then I will push that A into the stack. Okay, I am pushing the A into the stack. Or I can see a B okay, and top of the stack is currently Z, then also I have to push the Z. Or if input alphabet is A, meaning is that let's take that my A, B is there, okay, A, B is my W, let's take that. So Z is there initial stack, so we are pushing that A. Now I am looking at the alphabet B, let's take that, I am looking at the alphabet B and top of the stack is A, then obviously I can consider this center not came, because when the center can come, the case is that whatever the alphabet you are looking and the same alphabet is there on the top of the stack, then you are in a confusion whether center came or not came. But in this case, we can absolutely say that center does not came, because the top of this means the top of the stack is A and the alphabet you are looking at is B. They are not equal, so we can say that the center does not came. Then what you should do? You have to push it. Similarly, if you are looking at the alphabet A and top of the stack is B, then also you can assume that center does not came. Is it clear? Are you able to understand it or not? Now take the another case. Let me take the smallest string as A. Okay, A, I will take the smallest string. W is A and W power R is also A. Now, if I am looking at the A and the top of the stack is also A, because Z on a single A I have pushed. So I am at the alphabet, I am looking at the alphabet A and top of the stack is also A. If I think that center has came and I will pop it. Are you able to understand? If I am looking at the alphabet A and the top of the stack is also A, then I will assume that I can assume two cases. One is the center came and center does not came. If I assume that center has came, I will perform the pop operation. Similarly, the input alphabet is B and top of the stack is B, then also I can assume that center has came. Then I will perform the pop operation. If I assume that center has not came, then I will perform the push operation. I will perform the push operation. Are you able to understand it or not? See, if I assume that center has not came, I will push it. If center has came, I will perform the pop operation. Are you able to understand? So, here if I assume that center has not came, I will perform the push operation. If I assume that center has came, I will perform the pop operation. Okay. Now, we will see the next one. Let's take that A is only I am taking. First A I have performed the push operation. First obviously I will perform the push operation because the top of the stack is currently Z. So A on Z there is no confusion, I will perform the push operation. Now let's take that second A. On A I have correctly assumed and guessed it is mid center has came and I perform the pop operation. So I have popped it. Then this one is done. Now if I see an epsilon, what is the meaning? The string is completed. Okay. Then what should I do? I have reached a state called Q1. From Q1 on epsilon, what should I do? I have to reach to the state called, I have to keep the state, keep it as Z only. And I have to reach to the state called Q2. Let me discuss again. I am in the state Q1. I am looking at the input alphabet epsilon and the top of the stack is Z. Meaning is that the stack is only consists of the bottom of the stack, which is the initial symbol of the stack. Then I can say that the entire W and W power R is finished. Then keep it as Z. Meaning is that you are just performing a skip operation and you are going to the final state Q2. You should accept it. Now think it another way. From Q1, if you can see any number of B's, if you assume that it is a what you call center came, then you have to pop all these things. Is it clear? Not only one B, because you can get multiple. Like let's take that. If it is A, okay. Here you have performed the push operation. Here you have performed the push operation. Means you have guessed correctly. You have pushed the first A. And second year you have guessed that the center has not came, then obviously you will push that one. Now next third year when you say you guessed it as the center has came, and your guess is correct in this example, and you perform the pop operation. And second A, if you see it, you will perform the pop operation and you guessed it, it is correct. And you will perform the pop operation and you will see epsilon. So epsilon on Z, you will keep it as Z and you will go to the state Q2, which is a final state, so that you will accept it. Now, can I call this as a deterministic pushdown automata or not? We will see. What I said, if you are in some state Q0, if you have moves like this, let's take that A on A, something you are doing. Similarly, Q0 on A and A, if you are doing, then these two are same. If it is Q0 on A and Z, you are doing something, Q0 on A and A it is doing. These two are two different transactions, because it is input alphabet is A and stack symbol is Z. Here it is input alphabet is A, stack symbol is also A. So these are two different transactions. So it is not a problem. If you see that Q0 on A and A, it is also looking the input alphabet A and stack symbol is A. And even here it is Q0, input alphabet is A and stack symbol is also A. If you see that in both the cases, A on A, you are going to more than one transition, means more than one state. Here what you are doing? You are going to a state called Q1. When you will go to the state called Q1, if you assume that center has came, Q0 on A and A on epsilon, means you are performing the pop operation and going to the state called Q1. Q0 on A and A, you are assume that center has not came and you have performed the push operation. So you are going to Q0 and Q1. So then I can say that it is not a deterministic. Why? From Q0 on A and A, you are going to Q1. Similarly, Q0 on A and A, you are going to Q0. So from a state on the same transition, you are going to more than one state. So I can say that it is not a deterministic pushdown automata, but it can call it as a non-deterministic pushdown automata, because it is creating a confusion for me. From a Q0 on A and A, should I be in the Q0? Should I go to Q1? It is a confusion. So that's why we will call it as a non-deterministic, and it is still a pushdown automata. So I can call it as a non-deterministic pushdown automata. So what you can say is that for this long ways, we can construct the non-deterministic pushdown automata. However, we could not able to construct a deterministic pushdown automata for we could not able to construct the deterministic pushdown automata. Are you able to understand? For this long ways L, we could able to construct a non-deterministic pushdown automata. However, we could not able to construct a deterministic pushdown automata. So what is my point I want to say is that for some long ways for which you cannot able to construct a deterministic pushdown automata, however, there is a possibility that you can construct a non-deterministic pushdown automata. So which is more powerful? Non-deterministic pushdown automata is more powerful, as I said earlier, and this is the proof for it. Okay. Now we will see whether it is a correct pushdown automata or not. Okay. Now I am taking a string A. Okay, my W is A and W power R is A. I am in the state Q0. Okay. On A, Q0 on A, and the stack symbol is currently is Z. Q0 on A and Z. From Q0 on A and Z, you have to keep AZ, meaning is that you have to push that A, and you are going to a state called Q0 itself. You are going to a state called Q0 itself. Okay, up to here it is okay. Now we'll see. I am in the state Q0. I have looked at the input alphabet A. Now I can take two decisions. One is that center does not came. If I assume that center does not came, then I will push this A, because I will perform this transition. A on A, I will perform the push operation A. Or I can take another decision, assuming that center has came A on A, I will go to Q1 by performing the pop operation. Let's take that. I have assumed that center has came and I am taking this path. Q0 on A and A means my input alphabet is A and stack symbol is also A. Then I am assuming that center has came and I am reaching to Q1 and I am popping this A. Okay, I reach to the state Q1. Okay, is it clear? Are you able to understand? If I assume that if center has not came and I will perform the A transaction, means I will perform the push operation, and on epsilon you will not have. I will discuss that one. First let me finish this one. If I assume that center has came, what will happen? A on A, I am performing the pop operation and I am reaching to the state Q1. Okay, now Q1 on epsilon on Z, because the top of the stack is Z only, and you have to keep it as Z, and you reach to the state called Q2. See, you are looking at the input alphabet epsilon because the string is completed. Once the string is completed, at the end in the input tape you will find an epsilon. Is it clear? Epsilon and the top of the stack is Z, you keep it as Z, so you are performing the skip operation and you are reaching to a state called Q2. Okay, so from the initial state, by looking at the entire string, you have reached to the state Q2, which is a final state. So my push down automata will accept it. Now let's take that the same string. So the same string AA. Initially I am in the Q0. Okay, and top of the stack is Z. And I am pushing and keeping it as Q0 itself. Meaning is it, I am initially A and top of the stack is Z. I am pushing that A and I am keeping in the Q0. So I have pushed. Now from Q0 on A and A. Now if I assume that top of means the stack center has not came. Are you able to understand? If I assume that center has not came, Q0, A and A, because if the input symbol is A and the top of the stack is also A, meaning is that input alphabet and top of the stack is both are same, we can take two decisions, whether center has came, center has not came. What will happen if we assume that center has came? We have already discussed. If I assume that center has not came, then what I will do? A on A, okay, I will have to perform the push operation. So I will be in the state Q0 and I will push this A also. Now epsilon came. So you have to look, I am in the state Q0, I am looking at the input alphabet epsilon and the stack symbol is A. Whether you have any such transition is there from Q0 or not, you look at Q0 on epsilon, whether any transition is there. On A's and B's you have a transition, but on epsilon, input alphabet epsilon, you don't have anything. So epsilon on A, you don't have any move. So you can say that you have reached to the dead configuration and your string will not be accepted. So if you have assumed correctly, the string will be accepted. If it does not assume correctly, then the string will not be accepted. So that's why it is called as a non-deterministic push down automata. I hope you have understood this example. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask it in the comment section. I will clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you so much.